today we are going to explain a little bit about fluency and how apply it characteristic into a lesson plan, and also about restructure. Okay. In this lesson plan, we mainly focus on fluency and restructuring. But what is fluency and what is restructuring? Fluency is the ability to speak speedily and easily. It means that a student has the ability to speak fluently. It means without stopping or without making sounds like I'm doing right now, or maybe other sound that can stop the information that the student is going to receive, or maybe the audience that is going to receive. And restructuring, it is the integration of the new language into the old language. These characteristics mainly occur in the practicing stage, or maybe at the presentation stage. It means that while the student is learning, and while the student is studying the information that she or he knows, the teacher is going to apply the new information in that information. Okay. And fluency. In fluency, we have three main characteristics. Those are attention to the meaning, authenticity, and communicative purpose. And restructuring has also three main characteristics that are problematizing, pushing, and scaffolding. Okay. Here we are going to start with our lesson plan or activity. As first step, we have the teacher is going to start the class with a question. For example, we're in this type of lesson plan, we are going to explain about the difference in simple present between since and for. And in this lesson class, the teacher introduced the topic with a question, that is, have you ever been in Quito before? The students may respond or may answer this question with these two answers. I have been in Quito for 3 weekends, or I have been in Quito since January. Here in this stage, we are differing these two types of grammar groups. Okay, in this type of stage, we have an imitation drill, in which the teacher is going to say, I have been in Quito for three months. So in this stage, all the students are going to repeat what the teacher says. In this way, we are focusing. In this way, by repetition, we are focusing on chunking. It means that the learners are learning the new information unconsciously. And according to Emil Servan, in his research about learning artificial grammar with accompanied chunking, he says that chunking and drills relating with repetition are the best way to activate the unintentional learning This type of learning occurs when the teacher output the new information by the repetition in the student.
Okay, the next step is the teacher repeats the question and the class carries it again. Here we have three sub-steps that we have to follow. The first one, the teacher is going to divide the class in two groups. It means group A and B. The teacher is going to ask the group A the question and they must to answer with the answer from the step 1.1. It means the step one, the answer was I have been in Quito for 3 weeks. And the teacher is the next step is the teacher is going to ask group B the question and they must answer it with the answer from step 1.2. The answer was I have been in Quito since January. This activity is focused on repetition and chance. As my friend said, according to Emily Servan, chance is a better way to activate the unconscious process and that they are developing. The third step is the teacher is going to introduce new verbs through flashcard. It means that the teacher is going to present new verbs that they are going to use during the class. The other step that here we have is teacher is going to make pairs and to each pair is going to give a verb of flashcard. After the teacher gives show the flashcard, the teacher is going to make groups and the teacher is going to give to each group one flashcard or one verb. Each group is going to perform a short conversation. For example, student A is going to make the question according to the verb that the teacher gave them. And the student B is going to answer the question according to what they learned. In this case, here he or she could answer with use for. And the last step, teacher asks to the students to change the role. The students who must answer could use since. In this case, this step is focused on communicative purpose. Communicative purpose, because the students are going to try to communicate and use the different things that they learned before. The next, teacher asks the students to write some examples according to what they learned before. They must write their own sentences. In this case, this step is focused on authenticity because they are going to use their own knowledge and put new information according what they are thinking. The teacher asks the students to pass to the front and read 2 examples that she or he has written.
Wow. In step 5, the teacher is going to present the grammar structure of the present perfect. In this case, we are going to focus on restructuring because the teacher already present the structure of the present perfect to the students, and the students will add more information or will add new information to the old one that they already have in the past. In step 5.1, the teacher is going to introduce the structure of present perfect through a table. Using this table that we have here, separated by parts of the structure of the sentence. That is subject, auxiliary verb, in this case have or has for present perfect, the main verb in past participle, the complement that is going to complete the sentence. In step 5.2, the teacher explains when they have to use for or since in the sentence, explaining and giving some examples that since is used for a specific point of time, or in this case that we are using since with February in order to notice that they are doing any action in the past with February. Sorry. For that is for a period of time. In this case we are using 3 months. In this case, we are focused in restructuring because the teacher already explained the structure, and the students will add more information to the sentences. And they are creating new sentences in the class. Step 6. The teacher is going to give them a paper where there are some exercises related to present perfect. In this case, we are going to focus on problematizing, because the students will work in specific activities where they are going to develop sentences in present perfect based on some problems that they have in the real life, and they are going to notice that some words are misinterpreted. So in this case, in the first one we have, has she for 2 months worked in the market? They are going to unscramble the sentence in order to complete the real sentence or the correct sentence. In this case, they are dealing with a problem because they don't know how to form the correct sentence, and they have to think very well in order to complete it. The 6.2, in the second exercise, they have to recognize if the verbs are correct. In this case, they have to pay attention to the structure. If they have, for example, she have listened this music since April, they have to notice if the verb or the auxiliary verb are correct.
Okay, finally, we are going to consider some points that were applied in this example that my partner explained. For example, the first one in this example is considered out of place in adult learning context, specifically with drilling, because in this example they are using some complicated structures. For example, they have to recognize the correct form of the verb, and also they have to recognize the tense and the adverbs and the preposition of times. For example, other point is that it helps learners to automize knowledge, and also it's necessary much attention to form in order to jeopardize the fluency in the examples before explained. Activities are focused on meaning, and also these activities are essential because they are going to pay attention to the correct structure to give the meaning to the sentence. And also we need to use information gap tasks like the tenses and the prepositions of times, put it in the correct sentence. Also, it has important elements like purposefulness, reciprocity, mutual intelligibility, and also unpredictability. Also, fluency has some characteristics, as my partner said: attention to meaning, authenticity, communicative purpose, chunking, and repetition. In the example, it should encourage students or learners to pay attention to the form, as I said before. Authenticity stimulates also the psychological conditions of the learners in order to they are able to follow the correct structure, and also they put in practice the fluency drillings. Communicative purpose, in this part the students interact with the language, and chunkings learnings are practicing all the time, like with the help of drillings. In repetition, learnings produce a high volume of the targeted forms. In this point, students should follow the structure of the drills and make new sentences. The E and the A factor. The E factor of the drillings are like are easy to be applied. More when the students have the correct instructions, of the teacher. If the teacher sets a clear and a very structured way, the things that the students have to do, for the students is going to be easy and also is going to be economical. The efficacy of drillings is questionable today because they say that drillings are not for adults learners. It's more for younger learners, but we can apply drills. It depends on the context, and also we can apply communicative drills or also grammatical drills. Like for example, grammatical drills are how much, how many, what time is it, and communicative are like more dialogues. For example, how are you today, and have a nice day, for example. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all.
Thank you.